Hey everybody, what's up? Shaun Hadsall here with Getting After 40. In today's video, I'm going to share 4 very unusual and somewhat odd tricks that I am using to accelerate my fat loss in my current body transformation journey. So I spent the first 3 months of this year royally screwing up my diet as a fitness professional, and then half-assing my exercise plan, and I ballooned up to over 200 pounds for the first time in over 20 years. So in this photo, I had already lost a couple. I was down to 194 at this point in time. But here I am 4 weeks later. I'm only down 6 pounds. I didn't even lose a pound last week. But you can see a significant difference in the definition in my stomach. And I want to share these 4 unusual tips and tricks that I'm using to create this effect. So let's go ahead and dive right in here. Hopefully I can get you guys on board. Let's see. And boom, there we go. 4 unusual hormone boosting tips and tricks. The first one is during my intermittent fasting protocol, which I'm typically using 4 or 5 days per week, and I'll fast anywhere between 16 and 18 hours. During that protocol, I drink apple cider vinegar with fresh squeezed lemon juice, and I put in some high quality Himalayan rock salt in there because when you're fasting, research shows you can deplete your body of sodium. So it also helps wake up your adrenal glands when you wake up in the morning. So the lemon kind of serves as a blood sugar stabilizer along with the apple cider vinegar. And they also promote amazing digestive health and are very healthy for the kidneys. So I do this upon waking or during my fasted window. The second tip is fasted high intensity exercise burst. So today I ended a 16-hour fast with a high intensity exercise session where after warming up I did 30 to 45 second intervals as hard as I could go on a step mill and rested a minute in between, and I repeated that 10 times in a fasted state. So after fasting for 16 hours. Now, I just make sure that it is shorter in duration, because the last thing that you want to do with high intensity exercise is make it too long of a session where you start tapping into muscle tissue. And also, this can increase leptin sensitivity and growth hormones. So when you use strategic high-intensity exercise burst in a fasted state, you kick up that sympathetic nervous system to release more adrenaline and more growth hormone. And research shows that fasted exercise bursts can also help reset your body's leptin sensitivity. Leptin is a very important hormone to help regulate your weight. The third trick that I use, again, I don't know if you can see it or not. Well, I'll just read it. Sauna and cold showers. So what I do is I get in a dry sauna down in my basement and I rotate back and forth from about 10 minutes in the sauna and I'll go dive in my cold pool. So I'm rotating back and forth between heat therapy and cold exposure. And research shows that this increases your mitochondrial efficiency in the fat cell. In other words, it increases your body's ability to burn more fat. Also, it's been shown that strategically using a sauna and rotating it with cold exposure like this can also activate BAT, brown adipose tissue. So this is the more stubborn fat that's hard to get rid of. The fourth trick is I use strategic high carb meals, and I use it on the weekends. I think they are best, and I make sure the carbs are glucose, and I avoid alcohol and high fructose corn syrup. So I'm still having a couple glasses of wine during the week, weekdays. Some days I'm not drinking at all, but there is a couple days. And then on the weekends, I'm even having some vodka. As I get closer to the shoot, I'll cut this stuff out. But I avoid excessive alcohol and sugar intake. Why I'm doing this? Because it can screw up the hormonal effect that the strategic high carb meals will help with. So I'm going lower carb, lower calorie, high protein during the week. And then on the weekends, I'm actually lowering my fats a bit and lowering my protein a bit and upping my carbohydrates and having 2 very high carb days. Now, this can also be achieved by using a strategic high carb cheat meal, but I recommend that you don't cheat until you reach your initial goals. Now, there's a bonus tip I want to share with you, and I think this one is very, very powerful because it involves your mind and your motivation, and that is keeping a victory picture in your line of sight every day. So what I do is I keep this picture of me from 1998. I don't know that I'll ever achieve this level again because at that age, obviously my hormones were cranking and so is my testosterone levels. However, I aspire to this for my most recent photo shoot coming up And I also keep these pictures here, these progress pictures for the last 10 years of how I've used these strategies to maintain six-pack abs. And the reason that I do this is because the mirror and the scale can really psychologically mess you up. So you have to keep your head in the right spot and focus on progress, not perfection. And understand that when the scale doesn't move, if you lost 3 pounds of fat and you gain 3 pounds of muscle in a week, that is serious, significant, amazing progress that will show a big fat goose egg, a 0 on the scale. So keep that in mind. You're much better focusing on progress pictures like I am and keeping a victory picture of yourself when you were younger to constantly remind yourself where you are going. So hopefully you got something out of this. If you did, do me a favor, share it. You can always go back to it and rewatch it. If you share it, it'll be on your wall. Give me a like, give me a heart. And then if you got any questions, go ahead and post a comment below. My team and I will take great care of you. Thanks for watching this, and God bless.